We do a parkour only one level? Of course, Creeper. It's a jam game, so nobody expects hundreds of levels or anything like that. As I said before, I usually say if you can aim to get like 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay out of your jam game, that's usually good. Breakout JRPG, that does sound interesting, Bard. You should, Yag. I'd love to see what you could make. That'd be awesome. Hardcore deck building, nice. So I'm going to finalize this one. I'm going to save this as a screenshot so I can potentially do that one. I've got a few now. We've got a few options. Let's see what ones have I got so far. Delete the old ones. Tests. Let's see what we got. A violent match 3 game, a non-violent fighting game, parkour pinball, which I still think could be interesting, kart racing management, and explosive crime. Can we generate as many teams as you want? You can, Yagich, you can do whatever you want, like, but obviously don't spend all your time just generating themes. You have to actually make something at some point. Low poly visual novel? Anti-hero archery game. Screenshot feature is cool. Yeah, I think it's fun because then you can submit that screenshot as well, and then everyone can see, oh, this was the team you got. Yeah. Oh no, Yagich, I think you've misunderstood.
Today, No Man's Sky patch 2.31 was brought to public along with a development update, the 7th since Beyond was released. No Man's Sky patch 2.31 is the first hotfix patch for the Living Ships update, and fixes a few pretty bad bugs. On the plus side, there's some cool stuff in the development update brought to light from the fanbase by Sean and the HG team. It starts off with just explaining how they're really happy they finally got to show us this cool new update, and it is friggin' cool. Then they look back over the different point in the year, talking about adding full VR support with Beyond, how since this became more than the small update they intended to be just for the long-term members of the community, now there was an update which pulled a lot of strands of the game and the 7 previous updates together, and we've been thrilled to see record numbers of players coming and playing for longer. Then mention of the Bite Beat update, with it being just a small one which people have really ran with. And the last line, which is important just in case you want to stick around the game for a long time: we hope you are enjoying our first update of 2020, the Living Ship update, hopefully the first of many, as ever our journey continues. They already mentioned on release of the Living Ship update that they've been working on a big update, and they considered this a small one that was just a regular occurrence. Many things in game kind of point towards the space update, just because of how many things have been added and teased in the experimental which have now been turned off in the game, as well as certain things that don't fully make sense for the limitations we have at the moment in space. So yeah, I don't want to go too much into speculation, but it's looking good for a space update. Featured bases. There's a cool little spider web here. The selection of community bases featured at the Space Anomaly Teleporter has been refreshed. We continue to be amazed by your talent and creativity, and hope everyone enjoys visiting this new set. So let's quickly check what bases have been added to the teleporter. Nice, okay. Very nice one, HG, with the Kibble Simulation Harvester. Very nice, awesome base, highly worth checking out. In fact, all of these are. Bizarro, Yo-Yo. Bizarro is fairly well known for putting the bases, the community event planets with funky statues and such. And then Smuggler's Pond by the Lonikins. It's my understanding that these are all the same over the different platforms. So let me know if you see the same bases on PS4, because I'm very curious. But yeah, some nice bases, excellent. They mentioned that if you would like to see your base featured at the Anomaly, the best way to bring it to our attention is to share it with the community online on Reddit or Twitter. Please remember to include your portal coordinates, current galaxy, username and platform to help us find it. It shares a few moments about the weekend event, which will have just started by the time this video comes out. The tremor of another planetary disturbance has reached the space anomaly. NADA claims the data has the signature of a tower-like building rising from a plane of giant fungi. So it looks like some kind of crazy megaflora world, which isn't too heavily crazy on the old colours, which is quite nice, and uses the light tower communicator things. Sweet. Despite the ongoing disturbances, a strange calm seems to have fallen upon the anomaly's inhabitants. Sign up at the Nexus this week to participate in the latest investigation and speak to Iteration Gemini before venturing out to hear their perspective on the situation. And then it moves on to community research and mentions a void egg. So, as we've just done the community research, remember folks, if you want these new living ships, you're going to have to start with a void egg. Void eggs are 3,200 Quicksilver each. And obviously you only need one at the start, but more might be useful later on. I won't go too much into it. To get 3,200 Quicksilver, you're going to have to do 8 dailies and 1 weekend mission. So get your weekend mission in now, because it isn't much extra effort to a daily, if at all, depending on the actual one. And you get 1,200 instead of 250, so definitely worth not skipping that, especially currently. It's a very basic mention of the void egg, but what's underneath is what's currently being unlocked. So we've already got the first 2 unlocked, I think, on pretty much all platforms. Which, these are pretty damn awesome, because more base building parts to beautify the outside of base is just better. So 3 rocks, hells yeah. They're all 500 Quicksilver to get the blueprint at the Quicksilver Synthesis bot in the Nexus. Shares some pretty cool chibi artwork by Vaporwave. They're adorable. Also shares these cool infographics by Syndrome B and Tutsorino. Very cool, very No Man's Sky, very sci-fi in general. An awesome sketch of a Gek here. Really well done, I like it. It's got character by Star Hunter 117. This is kind of cool. I couldn't imagine it being particularly fun to actually use, depending on the type of paint and whether it's sealed and what was used to seal it, but that is really well done. It's an excellent job and it looks fantastic. I think if I made this, I'd just keep it on shelf. This is by Blocksmith on Reddit. Very cool, man. Nice job. And then these 4 screenshots by a couple of Irish folk of an epically tall Diplo there. Jason Dude 7116, showing how simplistic and really bring in the focus on your subject. Next one from Brain Evacuated. And then this bad boy from No Man Picks. Now it comes to the patch notes. Now, these patch notes actually cover some pretty iffy parts, which I think the most notable of which for many people was the colour palette changes for grass on planets. This was noted in the experimental, but then was fixed in the experimental before it went to PC public. They weren't able to fix it for console, because console has to pass certification. So they would have either had to hold the whole update from going public, or just release it, and it's only that colour palette, and then they'll just fix that after. So that's what they did. This colour palette change is actually really worrying, because it kind of, every beautiful, perfect Paradise Lush we'd found had just changed and was no longer as good as it was before. Even though the grass was still awesomely long, it's still stormless, it was still peace on all difficulties. But say Sinon, for example, had gone from a vibrant red with gold oceans to a very bright and kind of meh yellow with still gold oceans, which is not what Sinon's all about. So yeah, really glad that they were actually, this was a bug and they fixed it. So fixed a rare softlock in the final stage of the Starbirth mission. When they say final stage, I'm not sure if they're referring to 5th time lock or past it, but I heard a lot of people having trouble with the 5th time lock. Fixed an issue where players who reloaded after completing the Starbirth mission, but before claiming the living ship, could lose the ship. Well, that's concerning. Yeah, sorry for anyone who lost that. Hopefully you managed to reload a save, because that would be crushing. It's a lot of work to do to then lose your ship. Fixed a rare mission problem where one of the later stages of the Starbirth mission would fail to find an appropriate star system. Okay, I heard about this a lot. This was basically where, again, in the fifth one, it would send you to somewhere, then send you to another place, then either just keep sending you to random places or keep sending you back and forth between two systems endlessly. So good they fixed that, because that was definitely a quest line breaker, and considering it's a living ship update, it was an update breaker. Fixed a series of problems that could occur when trying to begin the Starbirth mission on the other side of a portal. I'm surprised that was actually even an issue, because I'm surprised they didn't have it set to not work the other side of a portal or something already. Fixed a console only issue that caused grass colours to change. This was the palette change I was talking about, and it says console only just because they fixed it before it got to public on PC. So yeah, it's now fixed on console as well, so welcome back the red grass of Sinon. Fixed an issue that could allow players to claim a distress beacon as a starship when seeking a second living ship. This one was probably the worst. This one, when trying to get a second living ship, could result in your ship trying to kill you. So you'd get in the ship and it would instantly kill you and respawn you in space, unless you're on permadeath of course. And then anytime you get into any of your ships, it would instantly kill you. So yeah, that's a pretty bad bug. Really bad. Especially for permadeath. So I'm glad they fixed that. Hopefully it's a retroactive fix for saves that had already been affected. Fixed a number of crashes when loading save games that had a distress beacon as a starship. Fixed a crash related to loading the cockpit space map. And that, my good people, is your lot. Fairly quick, relaxed little development update with a bit of fun. Let me know how you feel about this style of me doing the development updates. Just sort of taking an off the cuff, chilled approach. And that's my good people, is your lot. Fairly quick, relaxed little development update with a bit of fun. Let me know how you feel about this style of me doing the development updates. Just sort of taking an off the cuff, chilled approach. Fairly quick, relaxed little development update with a bit of fun. Let me know how you feel about this style of me doing development updates. Just sort of taking it off the cuff, chilled.